guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel Read with Kim. I am already decorating for Halloween and I'm so excited, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you my top 5 books from one author that she's really trendy, and I am talking about Colleen Hoover. And I'm gonna be reading the books from my least favorite to my wow book from her, my favorite. So I had the books here. Let's get into this week's video. Issue number 5, which is my least favorite from this author. I am talking about All Your Perfects, and we are following 2 main characters, I would say, that is Graham and Queen. In this book is only the one point of view, which is Queen, and the book is each chapter, it's like then and now. So we start knowing how they met each other, which is really funny, because Queen was going to see her fiance Ethan to his apartment because she came early from this trip. And when she arrived to this apartment, it was this guy trying to get in and no, and deciding. And then she was like, what is this guy doing outside of my fiance's Ethan apartment? And then when she approached him, he's like, well, I don't know if you know the person who is inside. And she was like, yes, it's my fiance. Why? What are you doing here? And he's like, oh, well, this guy is having something with my girlfriend right now inside. And Queen was like, what? And that's how they met each other. Graham is this guy who was cheated by this girl Sasha, and Queen is the girl that she was cheating by this guy Ethan. So it was from there we following their relationship until they got married. And when they got married, years passed. They are facing kind of I won't say a regular, but marriage problems, which is that Queen cannot be pregnant. She cannot have a baby, and she's really frustrated, and she's forcing in the point of she's really obsessed and hurt that every month she finds out that she is not pregnant. And that obsession or huge desire to have a baby is damaging her marriage with Graham. So as I said, the book is one chapter is before how they met, and we following how they develop, and the other chapter is now. So we also follow the actual moment. It's a good book. However, for me it was a little bit boring. It was okay, since I already knew, and I'm not spoiling anything, but since I already knew that they got married, for me it was okay, but the past is kind of boring because I already know that they ended together. But it's really emotional. It talks about people who cannot have a baby and how the marriage is breaking because of this situation, how they're gonna be able or not to survive to this challenge. And it's emotional and it's good. This book for me, it's 3 stars. Issue number 4, which is also one of my less favorites, but not less favorite from Colleen Hoover. It is a book, Reminders of Him. And in this book, we are following Kenna. And Kenna is a mom that she was in jail for some years because she was in a car with her boyfriend years ago, and they got an accident and she was drunk. So because she was drunk and her boyfriend unfortunately died in that accident, and she was put in jail, and she had a baby, and the baby is on care of the her mother-in-law and her father-in-law. So when she's released from jail, she's really decided to start over and trying to recover her daughter. But she has to face a lot of situations, because it's not just oh well, I came back to my daughter's life, here I am. No, because obviously the parents from the her boyfriend first of all, they blame her about what happened, and second of all, they completely are telling that she's not capable to be trusted to take care of this lady, of this girl that is her daughter. And on top of that, she met this guy, what he has a really, really important role on her child life. So it's a good book. It's really emotional. However, I think I would love to see Kenna more like brave and do more things for her daughter. But it's a good book. It's a really good book. It's not really fast paced. I would say it's more like about taking your time and go through the journey, and it's very emotional, and it's a lot of connection about like mother and daughter, and also finding love, and also if you able to forgive and forget someone because it was in the wrong time and she made a mistake, but she's trying to rebuild her life. So it's a lot of messages here, and I won't spoil the end. I think the end is good. I think it has to be in that way. So I really, really like it, but it's not like wow, as I said. So for me, this book is 4 stars. We're getting into the top 3. Oh my goodness, so sorry. Now we are getting onto the top 3 books from Colleen Hoover, and the number 3 for me, it is this novel called Confess. This book is really, really trendy, and I've been watching several fellows and they really love it. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. Now, this book is kind of like unrealistic in some parts, I have to say. Like, is this girl out on what she so the book opens with a scene of she saying bye to her boyfriend in the hospital, and they having the last encounter because he is dying. So he died and she has to leave the hospital, and then this situation is in Texas when she came back. And then she met suddenly this guy because she was walking in the street, and then she saw this advertisement about I need help. So she's like, I need someone to pay me. So she got the job, and that's how she met Owen. Now, this book is one chapter is Owen, one chapter is Auburn. So you see both point of views, which for me is really, really good. I really like knowing both characters and see how they think. So you can see like the same situation, how she sees that, how she experienced that, and then you can see the same situation, how Owen experienced that. There is a couple of things that I'm not really like happy, as I said before. One, I'm not really happy about how she got drunk from nowhere and then called this guy because she was so like wow. So she got drunk and then she calls him and goes and rescue her. So for me it was like I don't know, I think she's a little bit toxic and a little bit lack of maturity, I will say. She had a son from the previous boyfriend, and then he has a secret that I'm not going to spoil here about why he cannot be with her, because being with her will only damage the relationship that she is trying to build with her son, especially because she's really trying to get custody. Now, things that I really like about this book is they talk about addiction and how the addiction, alcoholism, like ruins your life. They talk about abuse, like how this guy Trey was a completely manipulator and is trying to get her using the son, right? And she's like, what am I gonna do, right? Because she loves her son and she will do anything to get close to her son. So those parts I really like. It is really fast paced, and then it has a really nice art here. I love this part of the art, and every art has a meaning. And also what it calls Confess, I'm not going to spoil it, so I can tell you anyway. It's because every person goes to him and just put a little paper with a confession. Oh my god, you don't know I don't know how many confessions I read in this book that I was laughing and I was like, oh my god. So it's really unique, it's really like original. It's very fast paced, and the end, it makes sense, everything. Like, everything that I've been complaining through the pages, and I was like, what is this guy is so obsessed with her from nowhere, and how is he doing all these things from her from nowhere, blah blah blah. At the very end, she says something that you were like, oh, that's why. Oh, now it makes sense, you know. So this book for me is 4.5 stars. Number 2 in this top 5 Colleen Hoover books, it is a thriller, and it's my favorite thriller from her, and I am talking about Verity. And Verity, it's a really good book, and we are following this writer, and then this writer, it's she's not really successful, and I also did a full video about her, so it should be somewhere on my channel. But anyway, so she's not really successful. She's like, I need to have a published book, and I need to make money like now. So she accepts this weird project where she has to finish the series of this writer, that in the middle of the series this writer got an accident, and this writer is completely like this. So she cannot move, she cannot talk, she cannot do anything. So they tell this writer, can you please just finish the series, but in order to do it you have to move to the Verity is the name of the writer, a house, to be familiar with her things, with everything, with her environment, so you'll be able to finish the series. So she's like, okay, that's fine. So she moves to the house, and then weird things start happening because the husband is really handsome, and then the son, they had a son, acts weird, and then she started like listening sounds and like noises and weird things, and she's like, is this Verity person really like that, or she's like moving? So she started having a lot of things on her brain. I was like, oh my god, woman, you like scaring me too. And not only that, she found this diary, like this Verity journal, where she tells all the secrets and all the relationship secrets from her and her husband. So can you imagine reading all her private life and how she feels about her husband, and you have the husband there, and then somehow she gets involved with the husband, and everything turns so messy. Like everything is like, oh my god, how are you gonna escape from this? I was like, I was really like that. It's really fascinating. I think Colleen Hoover did an extraordinary job about putting all the psychological situations where you think one situation but there's no what it's supposed to be, and then in some point you don't know what's going on, because is she a good person, is she a bad person? She gets involved with the husband, and the husband good, is the husband bad, is really this woman dead, or she's just there playing, is the son gonna like act weird because he's a ghost? It's just a lot. This book is a lot, and it got really viral, and I had a large print where at the very end we have this letter, and in this letter reveals everything. Like, you're gonna read, let me say, it's so funny, usually 300 pages, yes, 321 pages. So let's say you're gonna read 10 pages of craziness, and then the very last 2 pages you're gonna be like that, you're gonna be like frozen. So 5 out of 5. This is my book number 2 of my favorite books from Colleen Hoover. Position number 1 that I'm pretty sure is like really, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but it is my favorite book. It's a very controversial book. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's also the movie out there. It has a lot of drama behind scenes, and I am talking about It Ends With Us. Something that I love about Colleen Hoover, it's like they're super cute. Like, I don't know, I just love the art. Anyway, this book is my favorite book from Colleen Hoover, and one of my favorite books. It's a really tough book. It's not a funny book. It's not romance. The first part of the book, this book is 2 parts. So the first part of the book, you can see romance, you see, oh my god, we're following Lily, by the way. I'm so sorry, I just got lost right now, but we're following Lily. It's the point of view of Lily, which is the main protagonist. So the first part is how she met Riley. How he's super handsome, perfect, amazing. And I love it because we as a woman confuse. Well, it's really like a small limit about being a gentleman and about really masculine to be a controller. So it's a lot of red flags there, but she don't see the red flags. She's like, it's fine, you know, he's super cute, he's super nice, but it's like he's aggressive. He yells at her, and in some parts with he hits her, and it makes it feel, or she sees like it was an accident. Like when you read her point of view, oh, that was an accident, oh, that was a second accident, oh, that was a third accident. It's a lot. And in the second part of the book, you are gonna see all the drama that is in this book. And we have the opposite person completely on character from Rayleigh, which is Atlas. And Atlas is her first love, you know, your sweetheart, and he's super calm. He wants the best for her, and Rayleigh is completely insecure, obsessed, jealous. It's just really bad. So we see the both guys, and how she kept apologizing because she's in love with Rayleigh. So she's like, I don't love Atlas, I love you, and everything is on Rayleigh's head. It turns really dark. I feel I can talk about this book forever. It really like changed everything. And I know many people were like, well, yes, but not everybody has an Atlas. I understand that part. Like, it's a fiction book, even though it's has real parts, because it's what Colleen Hoover was living with her dad. And it's just amazing. And you can see how her mother, from Lily was like, I would never be like you, but she ended being like her mom and choosing someone because she has so many wounds. So it was just amazing. I love the last conversation from Lily and her mom. I love how Lily break the cycle. I love how the end is. I think this book, every single person should read it. It doesn't matter if you are a teenager, if you're an adult, you can have a really lesson and a really powerful way of hope with this book. And you can see what is real healthy love and being masculine versus toxic, control, insecure person who is only going to hurt you. And you can see both, right? And you can see completely different characters. So I really like this book. It's my favorite book from Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover said this book is to educate more than entertain. So you see the red flags really clear here, and I just love it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm gonna have you all my Colleen Hoover books. I hope you like it, and let me know below what is your favorite book from Colleen Hoover. What is the book that you were like, oh my god, I really like this book? Because Colleen Hoover is very, I think she writes in a very like same way, obviously same style, but she's different. Like, some books are really emotional, other books are like a thriller. I think she's great with thrillers as well. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and do me a big favor, if you like this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And I'm gonna see you next week with a new bookish adventure. Bye. And get ready for Halloween because it's coming.